You know, it's an immutable fact that when you give an impromptu speech, it's probably not going to come across as polished, as smooth as a well-rehearsed speech. With that said, Dawn gave us a humorous speech today. What was it, episode 1? After we had episode 4. Okay, so I didn't see the crawl. I was writing something, I guess. You know, they say comedy is merely tragedy removed in space and or time. And Dawn was giving us a humorous speech about a tragedy. When you started, you told us your dad was hit and killed by a car.
Boy.
That should have been a little bit more concerning. That's not the humor.
No.
Okay, that's the tragedy.
That's nerves.
And it didn't come across quite as tragic as it should have.
Yes.
With that said, your speech was very, very humorous and was what I thought consistent with the beginning, a middle, and an end, and fairly smooth in its flow, which means maybe you were thinking about doing this speech at a later time and had been practicing a little bit. I don't know, it came across very well. It came across very well. It was concise in its details. It was hysterically funny in the awful things that you had to go through. And there again, then you removed now in time and space from that tragedy. So now it is funny. You had learning in there. We all learned a few things that we didn't know. Things about the evictions, things about dealing with friends and relatives and asking them to come across in an emergency situation. That's good. And on top of all of that, there was a happy ending, which was just great. So thank you for that speech.